Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto find love in hell? Huge shout out to Dragoon of Darkness for this story. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Naruto just was staring at the mirror due to the fact his best friend was gone, betraying everyone he had for just power. All he had cared about was killing his own brother, that everyone else was just stepping stones or tools to be used by him. He did know he was turning 14 in a few days, and he wondered why he still felt so alone in this world. He kept looking at the mirror and truly started to wonder if anyone really would get past what he held inside of him. Could the world really see him for who he was and not the nine-tailed fox? Could the world genuinely care about him? Could he truly find family that would be there when he needed them, not people that cared about him if he were helpful to them? He still wondered if he should even keep trying to become the Hokage, with how everyone still disliked him. They still looked at him the same way, even after saving them so many times since becoming a shinobi. He headed outside his place, slowly walking around the village, doing his best to avoid the stares that were aimed at him. He just shook his head, yet he did wish they would stop hating him for what the Kyuubi did. He just moved to sit down on the same swing he would always sit on, because this village still felt like somehow jail, not home. He wished he could simply have somewhere to truly call home. He felt someone poking him in the back. "Can we ask you something?" He could see two strange-looking people, yet he could tell one of these were a female and the other male. He did not know these were two imps in disguises, yet it was something that left them looking weird or out of place for these parts of the world. Naruto on the other hand wonders why these two want to ask him anything at all. "We wanted to know, why is everyone staring at you like this? They really seem to all be mad at you. That caused the two of us to start wondering if you were okay or in trouble," the woman asked. "This is how it always is, since the day I was born." Naruto got up and headed home, not caring that they were following him. When he got to his place, just outside of it there was walls that say demon, die or go to hell all over the walls. They both were even more worried about this kid, because they did not know why someone hated this badly. "Why are you still following me like this?" Naruto sadly asked. "We were worried about you," she simply spoke. "You really aren't from around here, are you?" Naruto asked while walking inside, not caring that they entered with him. "No, just what is wrong with everyone here?" the man asked. "First, what is your names?" "My is Naruto and I'm the local monster here," he joked at the end before sitting down on his messy bed. "My name is Millie and this is Moxxie. Why do they hate you so much, sweetie?" she asked once more. That was when Naruto filled them in on what everyone had known about what was inside of him and the day that he was born. Everything, yet he did notice they did not stare at him with hate. Once he was done talking to them, he could see more pity in their eyes than anything else, which bothered him. "Why aren't you running away like everyone else does or hating me? Why are you giving me these pity looks like that?" Naruto was confused. "You are not the thing inside of you, hating you for something you were forced to have in you like that. Beside, you were newborn baby when everyone died, how could they be so stupid like that?" Millie just pulled Naruto into a big hug. "I think I decided, Moxxie, we are adopting him and taking him home with us," she said before showing her real look to him. He stared shocked at her when she let go of him because she looked not human anymore, she looked like something out of a bedtime story. He did not know what to do, run or talk to them because they were friendly to him. Millie was what looked to be a short imp with red skin and a long devil-like tail. She had two white striped black horns that fit perfectly on her head. Short charcoal hair with yellow eyes, she was wearing a black tank top with matching black shorts. The other one was short slim red-skinned man with same kind of horns color as the other one. He was wearing outfit that was odd to him. It looked too fancy of something in his village to be worn, which really made him stand out even if skin did not. He also had a devil tail just like the woman. "Just what are you and why would I go with you?" Naruto looked at him, still sitting on his bed wondering if this was some kind of nightmare. "We are imps and we are from hell, the place that all sinners go to. We want to take you with us so you can live a better life. You will not be alone anymore and have family that will take care of you and be there for you," she spoke to him. "Would I ever be able to come back to visit? There are some people that are good to me here, I would miss them," Naruto countered. "Sure, once we get you settled in and in time, we could find ways for you come back here and there for short times," she smiled back at the little boy. "I mean, I guess I could leave a note, I know if I have, and tell them they would try and stop me from leaving." He looked down before moving out of the bed. "You sure you really want to come with us like this? I know it is all moving fast, but we only have a short time in the human world. I mean, we have no issues taking you in as our very own son, but are you sure?" she asked. "I mean, it cannot be any worse than being here. I was kicked out of the orphanage at the age of 6 because no one wanted me. Even the ones running the place hated me, so if I could have family that really wants me, it would be better. Beside, the person that was like a brother to me almost killed me and betrayed our very village." He looked away before going back to writing his note. "How about you tell us more of your life when we get to your new home?" Moxxie asked, wanting to get out of here before others find them. Naruto nodded and left the note on his table before leaving with the two imps. Soon he found himself in hell. He looked at them and back around to see that this place was nothing like he had imagined it would be. "Doesn't seem look as bad as I thought," he asked while walking inside his new home, which was a small apartment. He looked to see what looked to be dog-like people outside. One looked young, around age 16, with pink reddish hair and yellow eyes. He could hear someone calling her Kyra. He just went inside before anyone could see a human in hell. "This will be your room, but I know it's small, but maybe we get a house in the future, but for now I hope it will do for you," Millie said to him. "Anything is good, but you think it will be okay for human being down here like this?" "I mean, there were walking talking dog people outside," Naruto pointed out while putting down his stuff, which he sealed inside scrolls. "These are called hellhounds yet because they are okay, sometimes angry. They will not hurt you because we will not let anyone hurt you." Before she could talk, they could feel something inside the living room. "May I have a word with you imps? I heard a little birdie about what you have just done. Normally I do not care what happens in my care, but this is a special case." They could hear his voice and knew who it was right away. They looked to see a man walking in. He had white skin with light blonde hair with yellow-colored eyes. He was wearing a white and red fancy-looking outfit with a large hat on his head, smiling over to the three of them. "Who is he?" Naruto asked. "That is Lucifer, King of Hell, but why are you here, sir?" Moxxie was scared to hell and back if that was even possible. He could not believe the leader of hell was inside his apartment, and he did not know if they were even going to live to see him tomorrow. He mostly worried about his wife than Naruto even, so he did not want any of them to die. "Relax, I am not here to kill you nor tell you that he must go back to the human world. I just surprised to see the host of Kurama down here. I wonder why the hero of the shinobi world would be down here," he asked. "I do not know who this Kurama is, nor do I know why you think I am a hero. I am 13 years old and hated by my home. They have done all from wishing me dead to trying to kill me when I was younger, kicked out of the orphanage at age of 6. He looked at this king of hell. "Wait, they made your life that bad? Here I thought holding back my old friend would cause them to see you as some kind of hero." The king of hell was shocked. "No, having this furball in me only caused them to take their anger and hate out on me, beating me daily when I was a kid. Not allowing me to buy food or clothes, which was why I always had ramen every day. The people at ramen stand were one of few people to treat me right and would even give me free ramen sometimes," Naruto told him. Note to self: any sinners that come from Konoha to make their lives painful living nightmare. To think Kushina's son is this boy. To think they made his life a living nightmare, that even hell would seem better place for him to live. Lucifer snapped out of it and went back to his joking side with a smirk showing. "Let me welcome you here in my lovely place of hell, and I be seeing you again in the future." He handed Naruto some kind of golden coin before leaving. "That ended surprising well and we are still alive," Millie yelled before hugging both happily. "So, that was your leader, and he does seem like strange person," Naruto pointed out. "This first time we ever met him, and I do not think we ever will in the future. He never comes to visit imps like that. He did seem to know a lot about you, which is strange, even more that he plans to see you again. So, keep yourself out of trouble and do not do anything to make him mad, okay?" Millie asked him due to caring about his well-being. "I don't plan on making anyone mad at me, and I do know. I wonder how he knows so much, yet I have feeling there much he could tell me." Naruto spoke before telling them good night. He let sleep take him even if he could feel Kurama unrested inside his cage, even if he did not know Kyuubi's real name. He did know in time he would learn more about what awaits him in hell and just why he was allowed to be here. Naruto did know he should have told everyone he was leaving, yet he did know they would force him to stay out of duty to the village. He was their weapon, their jailed beast, which was why he agreed so fast to leave with them. He just hoped he could find someone down here, someone better than Sakura. The hellhound named Luna sneezed before claiming someone better not be talking about her, or she would hurt them. A few days later Naruto woke up slowly. Sometimes he wished he could stay in bed longer and do nothing. He was slowly getting used to living in hell, even so he still did his training and pushed himself to grow stronger. He started to head out of his room, yet when he got inside the kitchen, he could see the lights being turned on fast. He could hear both Moxxie and Millie saying happy birthday, which caused him to put his guard back up. He forgotten today was even his birthday. "We told you that you do not need to be acting like that. We also told you that you are safe here and always will be. Today is your birthday, and did you think we would forget it after you told us yesterday? Now, eat some cake and we will show you around outside today." Millie smiled, yet she disliked seeing him with fear like that. Naruto enjoyed cake with his new family before going outside with them. They handed him a robe to wear due to hiding that he was human. He did know he would need to hide the fact that he was human till he got stronger. He did plan on training every day like he used to, he could not survive here if he refused to grow stronger. He did wish he had more scrolls to learn, yet he could always go back to get more if he needed, just needed more time to pass by before he could. After few hours Naruto got lost, and both the imps were nowhere in sight. He had simply walked aimlessly to try to find them, he ended up in what looked to be an orphanage. It was not children here but hellhounds that needed a home, he wondered just what these hellhounds really were like. They looked like dog-like beings, he slowly sneaked around the place. He could see one that was all alone in a cage, he slowly looked inside to see her which she just glared back over at him. He just used one of his jutsu to get inside which caused her to back away into the corner, with fear showing in her eyes. She had what could be called wolf-like appearance, pointed dog-like muzzle with very sharp teeth that looked like it could bite your neck clean off. She had two red eyes that caused him to stare deeply into, her fur was white with grey countershading her face. This face was something he could look at for a long time without wanting to even look away. The last thing he noticed was her big bushy dark grey fur tail, he could see it slowly moving, showing that she feared him. He sat down beside her, his blue eyes staring back at her red eyes, before he slowly moved a hand out to her. "There is no reason to be scared of me, I am not going to hurt you." Naruto smiled at her which she slowly eased up. She was wearing a black loose worn-out t-shirt and the same kind of small skirt, only he did start to look closer at her. She could not back up due to already being behind the corner, she just closed her eyes tightly. He did know she looked to be wolf-like, yet he wondered if they also enjoyed being petted like a dog would, he slowly started to rub her left side. To show that he was not going to hurt her yet, when he stopped her eyes open fast. "Who the funk told you to stop?" She glared at him which he just went back to petting her side softly. "Why do you even look like a human?" She asked while enjoying being petted, first time someone petted her like that. "That is because I am a human, just got here few days ago when two imps adopted me and took me to hell. So, I am still trying to get used to the fact demons and dog." He stopped when she glared at him. "Hellhounds are real like this?" She just looked away. "Why in hell would you want to come here, coming to hell before even dying? You are strange, do you know that?" She looked back at him. "Back home was worse than hell, to be hated for something you were born. To be treated like some kind of monster, for something you did not choose for yourself. To hate someone for all the wrong reasons." He stopped before moving his back against the wall. "I was born the day the Kyuubi attacked my shinobi village." He stopped once more. "What happened that day?" This hellhound was curious while moving up against him. "This nine-tailed fox Kyuubi size bigger than mountain, it said it is the evilest and strongest thing in the human world. That it enjoys killing and it killed so many of my shinobi village that the leader died sealing inside me, a newborn baby. So, everyone looked at me like I was the Kyuubi not the cage that keeps it locked up." Naruto had a few tears come down his face which the hellhound wiped away. "Maybe I should go?" Naruto did his best to get up only for hellhound to grab him and stop him from moving. "No need, they don't show hellhounds off to anyone to take us home on the weekend, so you have whole day to stay here if you want," she told him. "What is your name?" "You can call me Naruto, also it is nice to meet you." Naruto smiled over to her. "My name is Luna and how bad was it for you? So far you told me it does sound like hell to live there." Luna asked, even if she noticed him smiling more to her. "What with the smiling face of yours, you so kind of pervert." "No, I just like your name because it sounds cute." Naruto told her before petting her side again which she was enjoying once more. "I'll forgive you for that if you keep petting me." She was slowly blushing while moving up against him more. He spent an hour or so telling her about all the times that villages hurt him or treated him worse than hell. How his best friend turned on him and the village, making him lose all faith in anyone to trust in the world. "If you lost all faith in trusting, does that mean you don't trust me, even if you are telling me all of this?" she sadly asked. "I guess because something inside me is telling me that I can trust you." He slowly stopped petting her side before rubbing her head. "Also, your fur is so soft and comforting. You said today was your birthday, right? What did you wish for?" The hellhound softly looked into his eyes while she was being petted. "I wish to find a real friend," he told her before stopping and looking at her. "Then how about you be my friend?" she asked before moving her head into his chest, embarrassed to even ask him that. Naruto was surprised yet he just pulled her into a hug, feeling her soft fur against his body. It was something that felt new to him, something that he wanted. He could not see her blushing face, even so he was glad that he had met her. "I would like it if you were my first friend in hell, plus your fur is great." Naruto added that last part with a smirk, yet they just stayed like that for a while. Slowly they ended up simply cuddling on the bed more like Hound and her owner, he just kept petting her stomach this time. He did not know if this was blessing or someone was playing events behind the scenes, he was glad he had a good birthday for once. When night slowly got there, he had to go but he looked back at her on the bed, he could see that she was sad that he was leaving. He moved to look at her, he just rubbed her head before producing an exceptionally good idea. I promise you that I will visit as much as I can, but if there comes a day you do get adopted by someone, I will find you. Just to make sure that you do honestly believe me, I want you to have this. This necklace was given to me by someone that I care deeply about back home in the human world, so keep it safe, no matter what, okay? Naruto slowly took the necklace Tsunade gave him and slowly put it around Luna's neck. She did not know what to think, just that she hugged him, feeling the necklace around her neck and the stone moving against her fur. She did not know what was going on, she figured she would be all alone in his world, yet she found someone that cared about her. She did know he could not take her home due to being human, she did know when she got free from this place she find him. Without anyone knowing Lucifer was spying on them, he smiled while watching the scene unfold in his eyes. He did know he was not like Kushina at all, this boy had a gentle soul and caring side that was rare even for humans. To befriend a hellhound like it was simply as talking to another human, to not care that she was wolf-like, nor that she could turn on him at any time without warning. Kushina, your boy is something else, even so I can see the small amount of blood in him that is a family. It is only a simple matter of time for that to show to the world. How will hell react to seeing it? How will this world truly manage it? Better yet, how will dear old dad react that the so-called future hero of shinobi world is inside hell? Lucifer thought, joking till it slowly turned into sadness. One of my mistakes in my life, my biggest, was not keeping you from dying when you needed my help the most. For what it is worth, I am deeply sorry Kushina, but I will refuse to fail your son no matter what. Lucifer left, heading to Naruto's apartment to drop off his birthday gifts before heading home for the night. When the two imps found Naruto, they watched him hug Luna once more before the three of them left the poor hellhound alone. He did know he would do his best to bring some happiness to her, even if it was after someone took her away from that place. If he learned that anyone hurt Luna, he would hurt that bastard tenfold. When Naruto got inside his room, he could see gifts on his bed. He did know that Millie and Moxxie already gave him his gifts. He wondered who left these on his bed. When he got there, he noticed these were shinobi scrolls. Jutsu that he could learn in time, something he did know the imps were not know of, nor how to get their hands on. The last thing was a black leather covered grimoire with rubies all around it, like it was something that cost millions of dollars to make. It was perfectly made, because there was nothing wrong with it, not even time was damaging it. These rubies shined in the light, yet Naruto did not even know what kind of book this was. Naruto did not know what a grimoire was nor magic, it was something that would be new to him, and for him to understand would take time. He could not figure out who would be able to do this, nor know that he was living here beside the king of hell. He looked the gold coin out once more and truly looked at it this time. The golden coin was a Pentecostal coin, which Naruto still did not know why he was given this coin. He played with the coin a few times before putting it away. He would need to ask this king of hell why one of these days. He grabbed the book before he noticed his hand felt like something stabbed it. He moved his hand off the book. He left the room to clean his hand, never noticing the book was reacting to his blood. Soon there was a click sound like something had unlocked. Why does Lucifer care so much? What is the meaning behind the golden coin? What kind of grimoire was Naruto given? Naruto age 13 and Luna 15, this takes place 6 years before the show starts. 2 years quickly passed, and Naruto had spent much of that time with Luna. He had shown her many things and told her so much about his life, it was like meeting someone he could truly trust for once. Sadly, for them the time with each other was short-lived. The last time that he had gone to see her was the day that ruined everything, it was the day he found out she had been taken away. He did know eventually she would be adopted, even so he still wished he could have been there for her. He did know he would find out, even if he had to look all over hell, and one day he would see her again. He did not know why he cared so much about her, yet he did not understand this new feeling that was growing inside his heart. Naruto had never cared much for the grimoire, yet he never opened it for the last 2 years. The book itself just seemed very odd to him, like he was scared to even touch it. This dark feeling he got from the book, like it was cursed. He did learn much of the shinobi scrolls, even so with Luna being gone, he looked over at the black leather book. He wondered it could help him find her, if there was something in that book that could help him in any way to find his friend. When he opened it, he was taken away from his room. He looked around to see the room he was inside was somewhere he had never seen before. He slowly looked around the room to see it was very fancy, like something a rich person would live in. He slowly left the room only for him to be spotted by a woman. She was a tale-looking almost human-like woman, long blonde hair, her lips were black, and she had rosy, red cheeks. Her red eyes with yellow in the middle, her eyes were staring over at him in shock. "A human in my hotel, and how did you get here?" she asked while walking over to him. She just stopped right in front of him. He could see her smiling like she was happy to see him, even if he did not know who she was, nor where he even was. He did know he wanted to go back inside the room and lock the door, something about this seemed like a trap. I opened this book that someone left for me on my birthday and got sent here, not really sure where here is. Naruto explained. My name is Charlie Morningstar and what is your name? Also, what kind of book was it that got you to hell? She was curious. It did not get me to hell, it just took me from where I was staying at to here. He started to explain how he got to hell and everything. So, these two imps took you in after finding you in this village that treated you so badly? She asked before hugging him, which caused him to be shocked. Who in the world are you hugging this time? A voice asked them from behind her. They looked over to see a woman with knee-length grayish-white hair with light pink color eye with ivory iris. She was wearing a red blouse with a dark-colored miniskirt, choker around her neck which he looked at it for a bit. Baggy, we have a real human down here, his name is Naruto Uzumaki. That name caused her to stare at her in shock. How did you get down here? This is a place you go when you die, not just come down here for a trip. She did not want to tell him that heaven planned for him to be a hero in the future. She had heard that name many times, many great plans for him to be heaven's hero and may even replace Adam one day. The very idea of replacing that asshole was something she wished would happen, even so she could not believe her very own eyes. This hero, this champion of heaven is inside hell like he belonged here. Both filled Vaggie in on what was going on, even though they both looked over at the book before he pulled out the coin. That coin caused Charlie to move her hand to the coin, only to stop before grabbing it. That coin, it is the same one that Dad liked to flip all the time. Who gave you that coin, Naruto? If I had to guess, I already know who. She looked at him worried. Millie and Moxxie said he was the king of hell, Lucifer, and if I had to guess right, he is also same one that left this grimoire for me. He answered, even if she had already figured it all out. I wonder why Dad is acting this way, he never cared much for other people before, yet he is doing so much for you. She was not mad or upset, she was more confused by her dad acting so bewildered. I have no idea, the first day I got into hell with my new family he had already known and was there to meet me. I only opened this book just now, but was hoping it would help me find someone in hell. Naruto explained. Who are you looking for? Charlie asked. Luna, she was someone I met in hell, but I guess she found a new home. He had told them about meeting her for the first time, then slowly telling them how he often visited her. That's such a cute story, I hope you do find her, but it may take time. So, don't go giving up before you do find her and tell her how you truly feel. She smiled at him. What you are talking about, Oba-chan, how I feel? Naruto stared at her funny. Auntie, now that is a funny one. Vaggie giggled, which Charlie's one eye moved a little. I am not that old, you know. I mean, I am not that old. Charlie told him, yet both just laughed at her. The three of them spent some time together before having dinner, which Naruto never had any food that good in his life besides ramen, which he loved. He put extra in a bag for his family when he got home. He slowly figured out the book and went back home. He did promise to visit the two of them again in the future. When he gave the food to Moxxie and Millie told them what happened, they were shocked that he met Lucifer's daughter and could not believe he had called her auntie so easily like that. 4 more years passed while Naruto did his best to find Luna, not giving up, only he did learn his family got hired for new job. This job was given to Moxxie by his old friend that he met during his time in jail. He was also told that their new boss would be stopping by later, he just hoped this person would not be an issue with him. He was currently reading the grimoire, learning new spells to mix with his jutsu when it came to fighting. He did learn firsthand that learning magic was not as easy to him as learning jutsu, it took far longer for him to even learn simple ones, let alone master them. He could hear someone banging on the front door, which he did know both Moxxie and Millie were out shopping for food. He went to open the door to see someone staring back at him, he just looked at this imp like he was a fool. This imp was the tallest he had seen any imp before, he had same red skin as any imp. He had white marks here and there on his body, he had 2 long horns on his head. He was wearing a long jacket-like outfit, which he did know this person was glaring over at Naruto. Who the funk are you and why the hell is there a human in this place? He asked, which Naruto just narrowed his eyes. You were the one that was banging on the door and act like this, you really are an idiot, do you know that? Naruto counted back. Don't make me have to put you down, I'm here to see someone, not you. He took out a gun and pointed it at Naruto. Outside the apartment, people could hear gunshots, which caused 2 imps to rush inside to make sure that Naruto was okay. There was another person worried that her adopted father would have done something dumb, so she slowly started to head inside. Inside the place, Naruto had dodged all the shots before kicking the imp right in the face, he sent the imp back on ground for the 3rd time. He did know he was about to put this imp down for good if he did not calm down and stop trying to shoot him. Fighting a shinobi in close combat was dumb, even more dumb when you were trying to shoot the same shinobi. Naruto simply was about to end the imp with a blade before he got tackled to the ground by someone. He looked up to see an angry growling wolf like hellhound, even if he slowly realized he was on top of him. Luna, not that I mind seeing you again, you also the fact that you are being on top of me, but why are you here? Naruto was confused yet happy to see her again. Naruto. She looked down, no longer growling and blushing up a storm that she was on top of him. What is going on here? Millie asked while glaring down at the imp for trying to hurt her son like that. Finally, you two get here, and why is there a human here? He asked. Sir, we told you that we have a human son living with us, did you forget again? Moxxie had asked him. I guess I funking did, and the name is Blitzo asshole. His words had fallen on deaf ears as Naruto just rubbed Luna's back while she was now laying on top of him, no longer pinning him down. She was smiling while her face was against his neck, she missed him dearly. What the funk are you doing to my lovely daughter? Before he could do anything dumb, the other two imps dragged him into another room to talk. How have you been, Luna? It has been 4 years since the last time I seen you. When I found out someone adopted you, I did my best to look for you. He asked while rubbing her back softly, feeling how soft her fur was again. It has been surprisingly good, but he may seem like an idiot, yet he isn't that bad. Even if he does take being dad overboard too many times. At least he did not try anything with me and treats me like a daughter, even if he can be embarrassing to be around most of the time. She nuzzled harder into him. He noticed she kept the necklace safe, and he just held her close to him. He did notice the three imps walking back inside the room. He just did not care because his mind was only on Luna. He could hear that she was fast asleep. You better not do anything to my daughter, and if I find out you did, I'll funking kill you. Make sure you bring her with her to work tomorrow. He did not even slam the door due to noticing his daughter was asleep. Naruto, with help of Millie, got Luna on his bed so she could sleep better. He was going to sleep on the floor. When he was about to lay down, Luna grabbed his arm before pulling him down on the bed with her. This is your bed, so you will be sleeping beside me, not on the floor, idiot. I swear you never do change, do you know that? Luna sleepy asked. She did know that he was the one for her, she just could not bring herself to say anything. She had just simply feared that he would only see her as a hellhound or pet for him to give belly rubs to and nothing more. She did not want to risk losing all of this by telling him how she felt about him, she just hoped she could before it was too late. What is it, Charlie? I have never seen you go to this part of this place before, because didn't your father tell you not to? Vaggie asked, which Charlie did not speak, which worried her. When Vaggie got closer to Charlie in the dark room that had been locked for years, longer than she could remember. When she got to her, she could see a huge painting. This painting was what caught Charlie's eyes. Who is this? Charlie asked, she could never remember this person in her life. Lucifer was standing beside what looked to be a 10-year-old girl with long red hair. I told you, this room was off limits, dear, please let's leave this room now. Lucifer's voice spoke outside the room, not letting himself even walk inside. Charlie looked back at the door, yet she looked around one last time to realize this room looked to be some kind of old bedroom. It looked not been used in so many years, dust everywhere, like a person was too scared to even clean up here. When Charlie got face to face with her father, she was not angry at him, she was not hurting that he kept things from her. She was sad that she could see the pain and sadness he was hiding away, locking it in a room to never be opened again. She wished he would see that doing it this way would never help him, nor heal the pain he was feeling. That hiding everything away could end up hurting others, could even put others in danger one day. Dad, I do not know what's going on nor who she is, but I do know one thing. That is, you cannot keep hiding it away, you need to go inside that room. You need to face whatever you think you are blaming yourself for. You have always been prideful and caring. As your daughter, I never thought I would ever see the day that you are scared. Charlie looked at him in the eyes before taking hold of his hand. You have family here for you, so please just let yourself deal with what is going on and stop running from it. That room has been locked for so many years, you never stepped inside, have you, since the day you locked it up? She asked before walking away. If you ever need to talk, just find me, Dad. I do know you will never heal till you truly face what you are hating yourself for. I can see it in your eyes, the pain, the sadness and the blame. You may be the king of hell, but you are also my father and I care about you. She kept walking away with tears in her eyes. Vaggie followed her, she looked over at him because he could have sworn she had seen that girl before. She also did know that she could not believe the king of hell was scared, something was going on, and she hoped nothing bad would happen to Charlie or her family. Lucifer walked inside the room slowly, taking one baby step in each time. The cold feeling was getting to him with each step, it was like the day he watched the funeral. He could have simply taken him that day, and no one would have been able to stop him, he was king of hell for crying aloud. He stopped at the main painting, his eyes looking at the little girl beside him. He moved his hand to touch part of his past, the past that he truly locked away. The prideful leader of hell, during one of the moments of his life that wasn't so prideful. Ashina, I failed you in many ways, could not even save you that day. The worst part was that I let him live in that hell of a village, honestly did I think they would see him as a hero? No, I just couldn't face my failure of you dying, so I just believed heaven's lies. They said he would be a hero, seen as their savior, yet they treated him as if he was me, some kind of monster to hate. Lucifer's sadness turned into rage aimed at heaven. Maybe it was my own pride that caused all this, or maybe it just my shame that was my undoing in this matter. I just hope one day you can forgive me, and I will make sure he lives a better life in hell. The next day Luna was showing Naruto places that hanged out on and places she liked to go to eat. She also told him next week was her 21st birthday. That caused him to start thinking of ideas, and maybe Charlie could help him with them. I made one friend since being out, I like her, but she's no you. She said before stopping herself with a blushing face. Where is that? Naruto asked, which she just kept walking with him. They stopped in front of what looked to be another hellhound. She looked like another older age of the hellhound he seen outside his apartment when he first moved inside hell. She had long hair that was red with yellow eyes. She was wearing black top with gray colored skirt. This is Kyra Crystal, I met her few months ago, and she is shy but nice girl, Luna said before smiling at the two of them. It's nice to meet you, I'm Naruto. He told her, which she just nodded her head. So, this is the one Luna's been talking about all the time. Is he your boyfriend? She shyly asked her. What? No, I mean no. Luna was blushing up a storm trying to deny things while looking away. Then he is single. She wanted to tease her friend a little. No. Luna said before covering her mouth and looking at Naruto before thinking of plan out of this mess she made. I'll go get us some drinks. She quickly left for something to drink. She really likes you, but you should ask her out. She once again went back to shy mode when she talked to him. You think that a good idea? Naruto quickly asked. Yes, before someone else comes and takes her away. I mean, no one is going willing wait for forever for their lover to finally ask them out. She simply pointed out. When Luna got back, she started to talk to them and trying hide her blush from time to time. They learned that Kyra has been doing more missions lately. Luna told her to be careful because she did care about her new friend. You worry too much, because you should know I'm strong by now. She smiled before taking another sip of her drink. I need get ready for mission, and once I get back, I have to go to B's new party, even if I do wish she wouldn't go too wild at these. She smiled before leaving the two of them. She did know he better ask her. Luna, before we go to your job, can we talk somewhere just the two of us? He asked, noticing more people staring over them. He had figured it was due to him being human, yet he also could notice men staring at Luna's nice ass, which was annoying him. He wanted to beat every single one of them up, but that would cause a huge scene for them. When they got away from everyone, she looked at him, playing with the necklace that he had given her. She did notice the glares he was giving people that were eyeing her up and down, which made her smile. Luna, this may be too fast, but would you like to go out with me? There was long silence, which he figured he messed up. When he opened his mouth to speak, he was suddenly stopped by her mouth claiming his. I guess I can take that as a yes to the date. She does it again to him. How about your birthday be our first date? She just nodded her head, smiling back at him before leading him to where she works. Naruto watched the day go on about them finding their new way of dealing with their jobs and how to find new people. His adopted mother said something about car washing, even he looked at her funny on that one. Most of his mind was focused on Luna, mainly petting her side while she was cuddling up against him while sitting down. She just purring while enjoying his hands. He did notice her adopted father glaring at him all the time. He gave her a kiss before leaving. He had to make plans for their date and her birthday. He opened his book before going back to Charlie's place for some help. When he got there, he noticed her sitting at her desk. Boba-chan, I need help with something, can you help? He looked over at her. What do you need help with, because you didn't do anything wrong, did you? She looked at him worried because this was the first time he had asked her for help. I found Luna and well, I asked her out and she said yes. Charlie's eyes lit up before rushing out of her sit and started hugging him. I just never had a date before and we are going out on her 21st birthday. I wanted to ask if you have any ideas on to make it good. He looked at her. But bring her here and have us cook for you too, plus we do have drinks here for you two to drink together. It is a good way to have just private time with her without anyone bothering you. No one think you would be here of all places. She had told him. You do have great chief here, plus like you said no one will bother us all way out here. Even her father would not be able to get in middle of the date, so that sounds like a good idea. Naruto nodded to her. Later that night Luna was with Kyra inside her room, trying to figure out what she was wearing to work on her birthday. She was pacing back and forth trying her best to figure things out because she had never been on a date before. No one ever got past asking her out before due to her father. Calm down, I bet he will love anything you are wearing or nothing even, I mean he is a guy after all. Kyra joked, which caused the other hellhound to glare at her. I know, but I never thought I would see him again. She moved to sit down on the bed beside her friend. When he gave me this necklace which no one has been able to figure out what it is even made of, yet it is some kind of rare gemstone. I thought it was last time I would ever see him, 4 years passed since that day. Now he is back, his family collaborating with your father, and you will see him anytime you want. So, breath and take it easy, you still got a week before the date and your birthday. He will do something special for you, so just let yourself enjoy the day. Thank you, and shouldn't you be at the party tonight? She asked. I am going head there now because B already blowing up my phone asking me where I am. She shyly said because she was shy around others that she was not used to. Thankful she could drink at this party so it would help her not be so shy, even so she was just going there to spend time with B. She hugged Luna before heading out, she did know this girl needed to relax and just enjoy her first date. Back with Naruto, he was walking to Charlie till someone walked inside the room, which caused Naruto to look over at him. This man had dark red eyes like most demons in hell. He had pinkish red hair that was short and he was taller than Naruto by a lot, even if that fact Naruto disliked. The man's clothes were like rest of people in the hotel, fancy looking, his was mix of red and black. He could tell that him smiling so wider was almost creepy to Naruto's eyes, and he could tell he was hiding something. Who is this? Are my eyes playing tricks on me or do I see a human inside hell? The man had asked her. This is Naruto Uzumaki, and it seems my dad allowed him to stay in hell, not sure onto why he did. Naruto, I would like you to meet Alistair, which he has been a huge help to this hotel over the time he been here. She explained to them. Baggy walked in as well and over to Charlie, she did her best to tell Alistair that she was busy with a guest. Sometimes she wished that Charlie would let her deal with him like she wanted to and not let him have so much freedom in the hotel. Before anyone could do anything, a demon rushed into the room and went right for Naruto, he dodged the attack. He soon counterattacked him with Rasengan, hitting the demon right into the wall. Not bad, but it takes more than that to kill me, I will be the one that rips your dark wings right out of you. Naruto did not know what he meant by that besides dodging next attack, only to be hit by second demon that was hiding behind him. He got knocked to the ground before quickly getting back to his feet, he looked at both demons this time. Both were still being hidden by robes, so that he could not really look at what kind of demons these were. Who are you? Why are you trying to kill me? Naruto asked. Stop all of you, this place is not for fighting, and why are you trying to hurt him? Charlie asked. You were supposed to be Heaven's hero and to think they set up the plan to get your mother killed just so they could turn you into their puppet. Why would Hell think Heaven's puppet would be willing to go to hell to live here? The demon spoke. You know who my mother is, who is she? Naruto rushed angry at the two demons, dodging their attacks and suing chakra to land on the wall before walking on it. He jumped at the two shocked demons with another Rasengan hitting the same one, and he used magic to send the other one flying onto the table. Like you don't even know, demon struggled to get back to his feet, only to see the confused look on the boy's face. You honestly do not know, do you? I guess a puppet wouldn't need to know their own mother. The demon laughed so hard before the two slowly backed away from the room. I guess I could give you this bit in info, your mother's name was Kushina and she was beautiful woman with long red hair. This fake act of being in hell and trying have happy family, we are not fooling it, Satan doesn't fall for failed traps of heaven. The two laughed while everyone stared at Naruto. So, my mother's name is Kushina and heaven planned for her death. Naruto could not even believe his ears. Did he say red hair? Baggy whispered to Charlie and nodded, which both thought back to the painting. So, if they want a damn war. Naruto whiskies grow darker and his eyes slowly started to turn almost red. I will give them a damn war because I will find out the truth of my family and I am no one damn puppet. Scary, so scary, and how would you do something like that? Alistair said in a taunting way. Going to see this so-called Satan, even if I have to beat it out of him everything that I need to know about my life. Naruto countered. You don't just go walking up to Satan like that and you would end up dying if you did, so my words would be to calm down before you end up dying. The other man told him. He's right, Naruto, you need stay safe and enjoy your date with Luna. We can all help gather info on what is going on and help you with what is going on. I can ask my dad to help as well, he may know what is going on. Charlie spoke, she did not want Naruto to get hurt. Are the demons telling the truth that heaven planned for Minato and Kushina's death? How did Satan even learn of that? Better yet, does Lucifer know Kushina's death was planned by hands of heaven? Was all of this just so Naruto could become a hero or simply a puppet for heaven? If it is true that heaven was behind it all just to gain a powerful champion, what will both Naruto and Lucifer do about it? How will Naruto's first date go? A week had passed and Naruto was getting ready for his date, even if he did know his anger never left. Over the week he slowly learned much and even read the whole book, which the ending of the book was what set his anger off even more. He wanted answers and he was not going to just take being told in the dark anymore, he had passed that point of being told lies. He would get the truth out of the man that held all of it, and he was not going to let this person get away without telling him everything. He looked at himself in the mirror, and he was wearing a black pair with an orange shirt and hoodie with hood hiding most of his face. He did know he was going to take her to have dinner at the hotel due to them making some of best food ever. He went to the hotel first to make sure everything was going okay, yet he did see that Charlie was talking to her father. He looked over at Lucifer because he did know if anyone had a real answer it would be him, he was the king of hell after all. You are here earlier than we thought you would be. He looked behind to see Vaggie smiling over at him. I know, just want make sure everything was perfect for her, and I do need to ask you something. He said the last part to the leader of hell. I figured you would ask me something, my lovely daughter told me what had happened here last week. To think heaven may have had your family killed, something like that I would think was too evil for them to do. Lucifer did his best to act it off, like his own anger was eating him from within. What I wanted to ask was something like that, what did that person mean by ripping my dark wings out of me? I have never heard of humans having wings and the fact that you have been nice to me ever since I got down in hell. The very first day I was here, you had already known which means you were watching me or having someone watch me before I even stepped foot in hell. Naruto asked, his eyes sharpened because he was no fool. Can't the devil just simply be nice to someone? I mean, it is true that I did know right away you were here, but you are also a human in hell. Something like that would be noticeable amazingly fast, and why question me of all people? He asked even if he was starting to sweat. Then there is the fact that I got this a while back, Naruto used his magic to cause Black Book to appear in his hands. A name on the last page, signed by one person. That person was Kushina, my mother, which means this book belonged to my mother. Naruto stared at him. That was because he just noticed the name the other day. Seeing that name had caused stuff to click in his brain, one after the other pieces started to form together. You knew who my mother was, so why did you hide it? You were the one that tried to help me from the first day of me being here, and yet you kept everything from me. There is also the fact that you are the only one in hell with wings. Naruto's eyes showed his rage and how much was building up. Look kid, I just thought you would already know who your family was, so I never told you because of that. He was cut off by Naruto. Bullshit, stop with your damn lying. Are you really the liar the world talks about, or are you someone that can't own up to your own damn mistakes? Did heaven really kill my mother, and if they did, why would they? I just a human, right? No one that is important enough for angels to plot something like that. Just like people in hell claim, humans are worthless, which means my mother Kushina was war because he could finish, he was stopped by anger coming off Lucifer. Never call your mother worthless, do you hear me, because I do not care what anyone has to say about humans. She was not worthless, she was not some human that I would allow anyone to call worthless, she was my daughter. Everyone was shocked by his words, yet Charlie had her thoughts on the matter, yet was still hearing it from her own father. To hear that this woman was really her sister and she never got the chance to meet her or talk to her. If you were my grandfather who was my grandmother? Naruto was shocked and still wanted more answers. Your grandmother was the one that was used to kill your mother and father, the very Kyuubi inside of you. Kurama is her name, and she is your grandmother, one that was controlled and forced to kill her own daughter. Lucifer watched as the boy just backed up in shock and tears started to come down his face. They did all of this so they could get a so-called hero out of it, they allowed such things to happen for what? So, I could save the damn world one day. They let so many people die, just so they could create some kind of hero. Naruto was raging, and his eyes showed he wanted to make them pay. Who does heaven think they are? They do not have the right to toy with people's lives like this, and I will make them pay, make them all pay. With that, 2 wings jetted out from his back showing his fallen angel blood. No, you will not do such thing. I will not allow Kushina's son to rush off to his death like some kind of hot-headed fool. I could not save my daughter, and I will not fail her again by allowing you to die like some kind of fool, do you hear me? Lucifer warned him. You are telling me to do nothing about what happened, to just stay here and act like I should be a happy person. Naruto countered back. No, rushing off like a hot-headed isn't going to help anyone or make them pay for what they did to your mother. You need to think clearly before doing anything against them, they are heaven for a reason. My father is not someone to allow you to just destroy all of heaven, he will put you down before that happens. The devil stared at his grandson. My father is right, and you still need to spend your night with Luna, she needs you just like you need her. You have family here, and now you know just who you are. To be honest, I did not even know you were related to my father. It does not change anything because you are still welcome here, and you are still family to us. Charlie told him. What if it is too dangerous for her to be near me now that I know everything? What if heaven tries to hurt her just to get to me? Maybe it is best to stay away from her. Naruto looked away from everyone. Vaggie moved to look at him, she used her hands to force him to look right at her in the eye. She could see that he was fighting an inner battle, one that she knew all too well, and one she was refusing to let him ruin his life out of fear. Worrying about what happens if someone gets close to you is foolish. I should know because I was once like you. You need to let Luna be close to you because you need to let her be the one that keeps you grounded. She stopped for a moment. She will be the one that keeps you calm and keeps you from rushing off to do something that could get you and others killed. You may be strong, yet you are nowhere near as strong as you need to be if you want to fight against them. So, enjoy this day with Luna and let her always be the one that keeps you grounded and thinking clearly. Naruto nodded before leaving. He did know he had to make sure everything went good for Luna's birthday. Even so, he still felt like he had to do something that would make things right and get justice for his family. That could have gone better, yet I do know that I am worried he may try and do something foolish. To think that heaven would honestly have done something like this. To think that I did not stop him, that I could not even keep my own daughter safe, part of me wishes to go up there and give them hell. The devil admitted. I know you are mad, father, but I am glad you have not done anything crazy, although I do wish you would have told me about my sister. I did not even know you had another daughter, let alone dated someone besides mom. She looked over at her father. I did not tell you, because it was a time in my life that I regret. I never meant to cheat on your mother, but I did just once. Once was enough for Kushina to be born, and from there, these chains of fate caused too much pain for everyone. When I learned of what was happening, I rushed to the village. Yet, even I was too slow to get there in time. He stopped before looking down at his hands. The bastard had Kurama controlled and outside of Kushina's body, she was no longer sealed inside of her daughter. She had her claw going through both her husband and her, just inches away from the baby that we know as Naruto. Her blood was dripping down on Naruto's face. He was crying. I watched as her husband called for the god of death to seal Kurama at once, this time inside Naruto, and the cost was the man's life. His life to save the village, yet never knowing the truth. He stopped with his eyes closed. Truth that the man that summoned and controlled Kurama was his own student and the hate he had for the village for failing him. He simply wanted to keep everyone safe, never wanting to lose his wife, nor have his son live a hell of a life. When I left the village, I thought they would see him as a hero, yet they treated him as the monster. I guess even the devil can be fool at times, to honestly think humans could ever change their ways. I do worry about Naruto because he does seem like a hot-headed person. He does care a lot about people like Luna, even so I do worry he may do something foolish soon. Baggy added. Naruto was outside Luna's place, although he went to go knock the door yet stopped. He looked at the door almost like he was about to give up, something he never thought he would ever do in his life. He was about to turn around to leave, and while doing that the door opened to show something that caused him to stop. It was Luna in a black dress that showed off her body perfectly, and her eyes were looking at him. Don't tell me you were going to leave, tell me were you going to change your mind about me or something. The hurt in her voice was what snapped him out of everything. No, I would never change my mind about you. Just found out who my family was, and I did not want to ruin your big day today. He looked at her in the eyes. Then tell me and we can manage it together, after all I want to be able to help you when you are in your time of need. She moved up to him and kissed him, he slowly kissed her back while holding her. She could feel his wings which caused her to look at him shocked, she did not know what was going on. She just pushed her head against his chest and held him close to her, she did not care about the wings because she simply cared about him. She would be here for him, no matter what was going on. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video guys, let me know in the comments section how was the story, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video, bye bye.